Welcome to the Startup Funding Espresso. I'm Hall T. Martin, where we talk about how to raise funding and invest in startups and the time it takes to drink an espresso. If you have a question about startup funding or investing, please go to the website, startupfundingespresso.com, and type in your question into the chat bot in the lower right corner to receive an answer. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello, this is Hall T. Martin with the Startup Funding Espresso, your daily shot of startup funding and investing. In raising funding, either as a startup looking for investors or a VC fund manager looking for limited partners, it's important to demonstrate credibility. Investors love to be educated on a market segment. There are over 200 market segments in the venture space, so it's difficult to keep up with them all. One way to demonstrate credibility is to take your market research and showcase it to the investors. In launching a startup or fund, one typically does a deep dive on a market segment and generates an array of charts and graphs showing the trends and status of the segment. Take that market research and build a 15-slide presentation showing the state of the market, including trends that are increasing and areas that are decreasing. Offer a briefing on the sector and go through the slides showing the status. Call out the insights to be gained, such as where value will accrue. Show who will be the winners and the losers in the next 5 years. This provides the foundation for a startup or an investment thesis for a fund. By educating the investor on the market, you are now positioned to discuss how your startup or fund will take advantage of those trends. Offer the market brief as a standalone meeting with no ask of the investor. It's important to build credibility first. Thank you for joining us for the Startup Funding Espresso, where we help startups and investors connect for funding. Let's go start us today. Hall T. Martin is the director of Investor Connect, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the education of investors for early stage funding. All opinions expressed by Hall and podcast guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinion of Investor Connect. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon as a basis for investment decisions.